About 5 months ago, I was playing a game of solo queue. During this time of my life, I had a lot of things going wrong for me. So I was a bit emotional and being quite rude to my fellow summoners, to say the least. And after the game, someone from the enemy team added me. And me being overly emotional, I of course insulted him. And I asked him the question that I ask everybody in solo queue, which is, why are you queuing up? And he gave me the typical cope response of, oh, I'm playing for fun. I have played this game for 10 years. It's just what I do. But then he asked me why I'm queuing up. And for the first time in a while, I really didn't have a good response. You know, about 3 years ago, I might have said, I'm trying to get diamond, or I'm trying to join my collegiate team for my university. But here I was talking to some 30-year-old who I probably would have considered a loser, who was completely calling out my hypocrisy and making me realize that I had slowly become that which I most detested in the community, which is someone who doesn't care and someone who just queues up just to queue up. This stuck with me for a couple weeks, and I took about a month break from the game, and when I came back, I played far less frequently than I used to. So, why am I still here? Why did I still queue up League of Legends? I told myself about a year ago that if the game was no longer enriching my life, that I would quit. And at the end of the day, I'm a 24-year-old man, right? I can't be wasting all my time playing a kid's game all day. I have far too much value to give instead of wasting it on that. So why am I making this video? Over the years, a couple people have told me that they believe I'm capable of reaching Challenger in the game, and they think I have potential to be good at League. And I've grew to kind of internalize that and believe it. So much so that anything less would make me feel almost as though I'm letting myself down. When I was a kid, I was sort of the runt of the litter in a way. I was last pick for sports. I never really excelled at anything. And I never really had anything to call my own. And that kind of gave me a chip on my shoulder, which eventually grew into resentment. And when I told myself that I was capable of hitting Challenger, I sort of invoked something bigger than myself. An almost demonic version of me who would blame other people and hide behind his ego and do whatever it took to be comfortable. And it gave me this responsibility to sort of see this journey through to the end and not let that version define who I am. You know, I could do the easy thing and quit and live with the regret of not knowing whether or not I was good enough. Or I could do the hard thing and give my absolute maximum effort for one final season with no excuses to find out the truth of whether I've been lying to myself this whole time or I really do have what it takes to sort of slit this demon's throat and take what I believe to be mine.
The hard part of life is when you don't have the time to do this anymore and you didn't achieve everything you wanted to do. And you look back on your life knowing there were pockets throughout your existence where you could have applied yourself. Now all that's left is you in a self-arrest, self-paralysis state, thinking, wow, I could have been great.